Yeah, this that entrepreneurial conversation where ideas flip the hustle into elevation. No filters, no cap, just lessons in motion. Pull up, lock in, this entrepreneurial conversation. Yeah.
And rising to all my investors and stuff out there, man. Thank y'all for coming through and checking out another episode of that entrepreneurial conversation that we're going to be having today. And today, man, it's going to be a great conversation. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about when missing out becomes your reality, because this is very important, man. A lot of times missing out don't become our reality until we see somebody else become successful off an idea that we had, but we didn't act on it or execute on it or what have you. So that is the topic for today. But once again, thank y'all for coming through. But before we jump into the topic, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. Definitely hit the subscribe button. Hit on that notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And also invest in hitting that like button. It's free to invest in hitting the like button. So make sure you hit that like button, guys, for me. And also make your way over to investbrand.com. That's investbrand.com. Go make your way over there. Sign up on our emailing list and spin the wheel, get you a discount. So when we launch the official site with all our stuff on it and what have you, you can use it on your that discount, whatever you receive, you can use that on your entire order. So that's very, very important to understand that. And another thing before I get started on the topic for today, I am, matter of fact, I did come up with a new show. This is for my late nightpreneurs, my people, that's up late night working on business ideas, working on your ideas, and you looking to becoming an entrepreneur, what have you, or you already an entrepreneur, you up late, just working on business, you know what I'm saying, or you entrepreneur, you up late because your grind, your hustle starts at night. If you entrepreneur that got your own club promoting, or you're promoting business where, you do club promotions and what have you, or you a owner, operator, truck driver, whatever you doing late at night as an entrepreneur and your grind starts at night, man, this show that I started is going to be called No Pressure, Just Vibes radio show. So it's going to be more of a radio show format. It's not going to be a show like this. This is more of a structural show with a topic. That show is going to be unstructured and what have you, just raw, you know what I'm saying? Not meaning, because I say raw, not meaning I'm going to be doing cussing and all that other stuff. It's just raw because it's not like these shows that I'm doing, the entrepreneur conversation and structure is, research and all that other stuff goes into these shows. But that's more laid back, late night vibe, you know what I'm saying, for my late nightpreneurs, something you can vibe to, something you can listen to, help you get your creative juices flowing, just help you throughout your grind while you doing your thing far as a late night, because we got a lot of people, we got entrepreneurs that's up late, they night house, like me, I'm up late, just working on business, doing other things and what have you. So this is going to be something for y'all to vibe out too. So definitely check it out. That's why you make sure you subscribe to Invest Media. Subscribe to Invest Media. And also, yes, I don't want to forget before I jump into it, I did change the name to Invest Media. So I know I said I'm going to stop posting on this site, this channel right here, but I eventually just went ahead and made it to Invest Media. So just stay right here. If you're new to it, subscribe to the channel. So it's out Invest Media now. From now on, it's Invest Media channel. And the only reason I changed it because the email that I signed up to, when you go to YouTube and you want to switch your account, I don't know what happened to the email that I signed up and put the Invest Media under and what have you. I couldn't find it. So just to make it easy, I just changed this one to Invest Media. So Entrepreneur Conversation is going to be still right here on this channel. I'm still going to be posting new stuff here. So like I said before, man, so I got an early morning show, which, these shows are posted up on early Monday morning. in the late night show, no pressure, just vibes radio show. That's going to be a late night. So I really haven't found a day to post that on. But that's definitely going to be something when I will let y'all know, because I'm going to start taping the first show next week, because I wish I could be able to go live, but I'm not able to go live just yet right now. So once YouTube give me the ability to go live, I definitely try to go live on that, definitely on that late night show, because it's unstructured, it's free flowing and what have you. So definitely go to check that out, because the first episode of that, I'm going to be just giving Black Sam, Nipsey Hussle, his brother, his flowers on that show, talking about the marathon brand, because a lot of people don't know that Black Sam is the architect behind that brand. He as much as important to that marathon brand as Nipsey was. So definitely give him his flowers. And I'm also going to be talking about, man, leveraging your skill set. So it's going to be a dope show, vibing out, something you can rock to, definitely. But I don't want to hold y'all too long. So, man, we're going to jump into the topic for today. Like I said, man, today topic we're going to be talking about when missing out becomes your reality. Because you got to understand, man, a lot of us, right, have ideas, and some of us have great ideas, but the one problem is we have in common, one thing we have in common that's a problem is we don't react on it. We don't execute on it. And it doesn't become reality until we see somebody else have that same, I take that same idea that we had and execute on it and bring it into fruition, right? And they become successful off of it. And that's something that's, a lot of times, you sitting around and you be like, man, I came up with that idea. Man, I knew I should have went ahead and went through with it and what have you. Now look at it, man. I know I can't do it now, because now look, man, somebody else already took it. It's not going to hit the same way. So that's the thing is, just missing out. This was an opportunity for you to be able to, you never know. Like I said, if you got a home run, you have an idea, you never know. It might be a home run idea for you, but you never know, because you didn't execute on the plan and what have you. So the thing is, the painful moment of realization, right? That's number one, right? That's the moment when you see somebody launch or succeed with the same idea you had. The feeling of saying, I thought about that years ago. The difference between having an idea versus executing an idea, and reality check. Ideas are everywhere. Execution is rare, right? So that's the painful moment of realization, right? Because because at first, before anybody took the idea that you had and executed on it, it's more or less like it's a thought. It was just something that you thought about. And it really doesn't bother you, right? That you have procrastinated on it, you haven't executed on it until you see somebody else take your idea and execute on it. Now it just like raises your antenna. It makes you like, dang, did I miss out on the opportunity? And it becomes your reality. Like, man, I think I did miss out, because this is the idea I had years ago and I didn't execute on it and what have you, right? So that's the thing about it. You don't want to be that person that had that realization, be like, man, and sometimes, man, we have great ideas that could have been like $100 million ideas. Some of us may have an idea to the point where it can be close to 1 billion. It all depends on what type of idea you had, right? So you don't want to have that painful moment, then you realizing like, this is my reality of missing out, right? um the second thing is, when it comes to you missing out on reality, what happened is, makes you miss out on the idea, and now missing out become your reality, is procrastination. Procrastination is a dream killer, right? Because a lot of us, we procrastinate on things that we know that we should have that we should have done, right? But since we procrastinated on it, like I said before, man, procrastination is a graveyard for ideas. Now I heard that from somebody, so I don't want to take somebody else's word. I forgot where I heard it at, but they did say procrastination is a graveyard for ideas, and that hit home. And that's very understandable. Like, yeah, it is, because a lot of people had ideas, but since they procrastinated it went to the wayside. It's almost like it's gone. It's 6 feet under and what have you, right? So procrastination, many people think procrastination is just waiting too long, but it's reality. It's usually because of what? Fear of failure, fear of judgment, waiting for perfection, waiting for the right time. And that's the one thing I think a lot of us say, we just waiting for the right time. But you got to understand it's never the right time. So that's why it's important for you just to jump in there, because it's never going to be the right time. If you're waiting for the right time, you're going to be waiting forever. That's what somebody told me. And that's absolutely true. So if you out there and you have a great idea, execute on it, right? Throw it out there. You know what I'm saying? And see what response that it has, what type of feedback that you get, right? Then if you get the feedback that you're looking for, then you move forward with that plan, right? Or if you're a person that just can't wait, you just jump out there. But don't jump out to the point where you're going to put yourself in a situation, in a hole, or in debt and what have you, right? I'm not saying, okay, you got this great idea of printing a shirt, and you print like 200 shirts, and that's all your money that you had, and it never goes nowhere. Nobody really feeling it, right? I'm not saying that. If you want to get 5 shirts, throw them 5 out, see what the response they get, or you can throw one out there. It all depends, but don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? So you got to understand, entrepreneurs who win usually start before they feel ready, and that's right. That's very true, right? You got to get out there. You got to make yourself be seen, be heard. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about it, people don't know you. People don't even know your idea. But if you put your idea out there, people going to start to learn about you. The person that came up with this idea. So you got to understand, man, like I said before, procrastination is a graveyard for ideas. And that's very deep. That's serious. Hey, if you look at it in that way, you know how many ideas are in the graveyard right now? It's a lot of ideas that's in the graveyard right now, right? Um, the other thing is, when it comes to this, is why people sit on great ideas. You got to think about it. Why do people sit on great ideas, right? Is it because of overthinking? Is it because of self-doubt, comparison to others, lack of knowledge, comfort with routine, or fear of losing money, right? So it could be all of these things. It could be some of these things. It could be one of these things. And a lot of times, yeah, we do overthink things. Just keeping it, simple. We overthink things. Just do what comes, whatever the first step is, take that step. Don't overthink it, because when you start overthinking things, what's going to happen? You're going to tend to miss out, mess up, and what have you. So you don't want to overthink things. Self-doubt. Self-doubt only happens when you don't speak positive words to yourself, like words of affirmation, right? That's when self-doubt seeks in, right? When you let negative thoughts about yourself, your abilities, your talents, your skill set come in, right? So that's why it's important. That's why some people tell you, like, speak words of affirmation. I know it can sound very cliche. It can sound to some people like, yeah, but that's very true, because you got to understand, whatever you put inside yourself, it's going to either affect you or it's going to help you, right? It's just like growing a plant. It starts, you got to feed it the ingredients that it needs to grow. It starts from seed. Feed it water, feed it the food, planting what they got, plant food and what have you. And sometimes, you have people from the older generation tell you, talk to your plants, speak positive to your plants, and you watch it grow. to its fullest, right? So just like yourself is a plant. Talk to yourself, right? Put that positive affirmations within yourself, especially your subconscious. Start planting your mindset, right? Because when you start feeding yourself the positive words, you doing things that's going to help you, right? You are your that mindset, that old mindset that you have, you already throwing that away. So it's time to grow the new mindset, right? So your new mindset is starting from a seed. So that's why it's important when it's time for you to change your mindset, you got to grow that new one, right? So self-doubt, definitely, don't let self-doubt seek in. Comparison to others, you can't compare yourself to somebody that's on level 20. If you starting from rock bottom, you can't compare yourself to somebody. It's good to, you know, ask that person questions or learn from that person, or ask if that person can show you things or mentor you, whatever you want to do, or you use that person for inspiration, whatever you do. But don't compare yourself to others, because when you get to comparing yourself to other people that's been other entrepreneurs that's successful, that but already been in this entrepreneurship for years, you're gonna what eventually gonna allow what self-doubt to seek in. You're gonna start overthinking things because you can't compare yourself to somebody on level 20, right? Because you on level 1 right now. Yeah, not saying you eventually will get there, but don't hinder yourself before you even start to trying to get to level 1, right? So definitely understand that lack of knowledge. That's why it's whatever you're trying to get into as an entrepreneur, whatever field you're trying to get into, right? It's very important that you study that market, study that field, study your competitor, study other business that's within that field doing what you're doing, right? And also learn how to be an entrepreneur. Learn about the different nuances of being an entrepreneur, how to manage a business, how to manage money, how to survey the market, how to pick your product. So things that you're going to do, more you learn, more knowledge that you are getting, right? More experience that you get, more knowledge you have, right? So you want to make sure, because we all start when we starting as an entrepreneur, we have lack of knowledge of what an entrepreneur is, truly what an entrepreneur is or what an entrepreneur does. We lack the knowledge of entrepreneurship. Definitely understand what entrepreneurship is. Do your studies, do your research, right? So everything that you want to do, you want to learn what an entrepreneur is, what entrepreneurship is, different things that an entrepreneur has to do to be successful and what have you. Learn. And more you learn, more knowledge you will have, right? Like I said, we all don't feel bad because you have a lack of knowledge in something. We all start at a point of lack of knowledge, right? Some people would call that being ignorant, right? And the thing about it is, just somebody that's ignorant is just the person that have lack of knowledge, right? So it's okay to be what is the saying? It's okay to be ignorant, but it's not okay to stay ignorant. So when you learn about something, you become knowledgeable about it and what have you, right? And comfort with routine, right? So the thing about it is, you definitely don't want to become comfortable with a routine, right? A routine that's not going to be effective, right? It's good to have a routine that's gonna help you succeed, a routine that's going to help you stay disciplined, a routine that's going to keep you on track, especially when you are trying to become an entrepreneur. It's okay to become comfort with a routine that's going to be positive, that's going to help you, not a routine that's going to hinder you, that's not going to grow you, that's not going to bring anything that's going to help you, right? Then this is a big one: fear of losing money, right? We all are afraid to lose money, especially if you're a person that coming into entrepreneurship, you really don't have a lot of resources, so you are reluctant to take a step, right? But like they said, it takes money to make money, right? So it takes a little spending to be able to grow your business, to be able to get things that you need to help you as an entrepreneur, right? If it's something as far as learning, something as, getting a mentor or getting things far as your business equipment, products, and what have you, right? You have to step out there, right? You can't be afraid of investing in yourself. Trust me, if you investing in yourself, you're not going to lose money because you're going to do everything it takes to make sure that you are making your money. So that's very important to understand that, man, because most people aren't missing talent. They just missing courage to start. So I think it's a lot more easier for people that does have a lot more resources to step out there because they're not going to be so much of fear of losing money because they know they have resources to cover them, what have you, right? So, what I say that was why people sit on great ideas. Okay, and another thing is when it comes to this is the reality of missed opportunities. The reality of missed opportunities. When someone else execute your ideas, they build a brand, they gain audience, they capture the market, and they become the authority of that idea and what have you, right? That's the reality of missing opportunities, right? When you see somebody execute on your idea, they done built a brand off the idea that you had years ago, right? They done built the brand. I mean, built a not just the brand. They gained an audience. They built the brand off the idea you had years ago. They gained a big audience off the brand, off the idea you had years ago. They was able to capture the market off the idea you had years ago, and now they became authority of this idea that you had what years ago, right? So this could have been you, but now the reality sets in. Is like, man, I missed out. Did I miss out? Because this could have been me if I would have executed, if I wouldn't allow overthinking, self-doubt, the fear of losing money, and the lack of knowledge. I'm not going to throw comparison to others because you're not really at the time comparing yourself. You're not really comparing yourself to others. You just overthinking the situation, self doubt, and the lack of knowledge and fear of losing money. Right. So this is your reality. You missed opportunities, right? That's your reality. Like, man, this was my opportunity years ago. All I had to do is just put my idea out there, right? And to see where it would go, right? Especially if you have a home run idea. If you feel like you keep telling yourself, man, this is a great idea. I can feel it. I can feel it. That just should let you know right there that yes, I got me a home run idea, right? And now you're left with regret, what ifs, and lessons. So let this be a moment to be your wake up call. Like the next idea that you have, this is where you need to think back to this and be like, you know what? I'm about to step out there. I'm about to see how this idea does. I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna see what response to get. Do something, you know, even if it don't get the response you're looking for, at least you threw it out there. You're not sitting on it to whereas somebody else come along and get the idea you saying you having regrets, the what ifs, now you having lessons of you missing out, right? So just throw it out there. Like I said, if it don't get the response, maybe it need a tweak, maybe need this and that. Whatever the response that it get, that's what you need to do because that's all it might be just missing just a little thing. And if you seeing that's the majority of the responses that is getting, that's the tweak that you need to make on that idea, right? So that's very important to understand that. So how can entrepreneurs avoid missing out? How can we avoid missing out, right? How can we avoid missing out? The first thing you do, you want to act quickly on your ideas, right? Don't wait until everything is perfect. And a lot of times we want to wait until things is perfect. and things is never going to be perfect. So don't wait. Quickly act on your ideas, because I guarantee you the idea that you have, somebody else have it. But the thing is, the difference is they might get the courage to act on it, or they might they might just say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and put it out there. So it's all about who's going to put it out there first, right? So act quickly on your ideas. You know, start small. Like I said before, start small. You can have just a minimal product, one or two teachers. Just throw it out there to see the response. Just start small. You don't have to be. It doesn't have to be big. Test the idea. Like I said before, you want to act quickly. Acting quickly doesn't mean jump out the window and just order a gang of product, order a gang of stuff and this and that. No, when I say act quickly far as testing your idea, right? Test your idea. Get about 5 shirts, whatever you're gonna do, heat press it, or you're gonna get it screen print, or you're gonna get embroidery, whatever the design that you have, you can get 5 shirts. Test the idea. Like I said, either way it goes, at least you can say I tested. You ain't gonna have no what ifs whatsoever, right? Document your ideas. Keep your ideas. Keep your ideas in a journal. Or now we got digital notes that you can use, right? So you definitely want to document your ideas so you can see, okay, this idea didn't work. Now let's move to this idea and see if it worked, right? But keeping track of your ideas, because like I said, you might have a journal full of home run ideas, but since you didn't write them down or you didn't put them in your digital notes, you're not gonna remember it, right? That's how you might end up forgetting it, right? It might slip your mind, then it might come back because now it's your reality. Because now you're like, man, I know I had the idea. I knew I should have wrote it down, man. Oh man. So you don't want to have the what ifs, right? You don't want to have the what ifs. And set execution deadlines, right? Ideas without timelines stay dreams. So give yourself a deadline, because now this is going to keep you focused. This is going to keep you disciplined, because now you're focusing on hitting your marks, and that's your deadline. I got to execute. Each deadline you hit, you executing on your plan. You executing on your goals. Whatever you have set for that deadline, when you execute, when you complete it, that's execution, right? So you definitely want to do that and build build an action habit, right? Successful entrepreneurs move fast. So that's some things right there, can help you avoid missing out. So if you're an entrepreneur out there and you feel like you got your home run idea, act quickly on it, right? Like I said before, me saying act quickly doesn't mean jumping out the window and putting all your eggs in one basket and spending all your money, right? Act quickly far as testing your idea. Test your idea. Get the bare minimal of product that you need and test it. See where it goes. Journal your ideas. Document your ideas. Journal. Use digital notes. Whatever you're gonna do, as long as you have it there visual where you can visually see them. Right. Set execution deadlines. Very important. Right. And build an action habit. Right. So very important. Right. So understand this, guys. Before I go, right? Replace procrastination with progress, right? Replace procrastination with progress, right? Instead of asking yourself, what if it fails? Ask yourself this: what if it works, right? Because a lot of times we ask ourselves the wrong questions. So we got to learn how to ask ourselves the right questions, right? Ask yourself the right question: what if it works? What if it works? Right. So replace procrastination with progress. Very important to understand that. So small steps create momentum. Like I said before, you don't have to jump out the window. You don't have to do any of that. Take small steps. Small steps, small completions create momentum, because each time you complete a small goal, you're gonna want to complete more. So you building momentum, and if you don't know, you're gonna see that, man, I'm knocking out my goals, and next thing you know, the momentum that you're building, you're gonna complete everything that you wanted to do, far as building your idea, create not you already got your idea created, but you completed the task, the goals that you had built around that idea that you have, right? So that's very important to understand that. So lesson behind missing out, guys. Lesson behind missing out is it shows you your thinking was right. The opportunity was real because you see somebody else took your idea and executed on it and brought it to fruition, right? Because it's your missing out is your reality. So the opportunity was real, right? And you need to move what faster next time. So thank you guys. Thank you guys, man, for coming in, tuning in to another entrepreneur conversation, guys, man. Thank y'all for y'all support. Thank y'all subscribing to Invest Media. Make sure y'all do that. And make sure y'all hit on the notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And also investing in that like button is free to invest. And also, man, remember, I'm gonna start filming this week the new show coming for my late nightpreneurs and what have you. And even if you ain't a late nightpreneur, you go to sleep, you entrepreneur go to sleep early. Your bed, you go to sleep around 7, 8, 9. You also can listen to the playback of the show when you wake up, and get that vibe going and what have you for you starting your day off and what have you. Very, very hopefully you understand that. But yeah, once again, the show is called No Pressure, Just Vibes Radio Show. So it's a radio format. It's not something like this. It's more of a radio format. So it's gonna be vibe, man. So we're gonna when I'm doing that show, just gonna have a little music playing while I'm doing the show, just to set the mood right for y'all guys, definitely. And make your way over to Invest Media, not media, but investbrand.com. Make your way over to investbrand.com, man. Sign up on our emailing list, spin the wheel. And once the site is officially dropped, you can use that discount that you are giving on your entire order. But other than that, guys, man, I see y'all when I see y'all. Yep.